Hey guys! Okay, so today what I'm going to be talking about is when people go to the skate park with their longboard for the first time. Okay, so longboarding in a skate park is a lot more different to longboarding on flat land. So what I'm going to talk about with you today is a few things that you should consider when you go to the skate park for the first time with your longboard, and a few things that you should just take into account. Okay, so this is a skate park. Doesn't it look so pretty? It's probably a lot different to what you're used to, seeing as we're longboarders and not skateboarders. Skateboarders go to the skate park, longboarders don't. Pfft, who does that? Not me, I didn't. This kind of skate park is probably not the best for longboarders. The perfect skate park for a longboarder is one which has got the bowls in it, which is basically one massive sort of swimming pool type thing. Because you can just go around the edges and just sort of pump around it, and you don't have to worry about doing tricks or anything or staying in one specific area, which is what I had to do in this skate park. Okay, so let's talk about what you need to bring to the skate park. Obviously you need to bring a helmet, knee pads and probably wrist guards. Or slide gloves, that would do fine. Another thing is that if you have a smaller longboard, I don't mean a skateboard, but if you have a smaller longboard which might have one or two kicks on it, then you might have a lot more fun rather than if you brought your bang rail along. It's just you can't really do much on it. Okay, so this ramp is called a half pipe, not to be mistaken for the quarter pipe, which is basically half of the half pipe. So it's a quarter. Alright, so the first thing that you're going to want to do is on this half pipe thing or in a swimming pool is just put your board right in the middle of it and just do a push off, okay? And once you've done a push off, the way that you need to move your legs is sort of around the ramp. So just look at the way that my legs are moving right now, okay? So I usually have my legs bent a bit, and when I reach the maximum point of how far my longboard can go up the ramp, I basically fully extend my legs, and then when it's going back down again, I compress myself again. So it's sort of this sort of compress, extend, compress. So the motion that I'm doing right now is sort of like pumping on a ramp. And the longer that you do this for, the higher you will get up and down the ramp. You have to make sure that you don't get so high that you go over the top of the ramp, but just enough so that you can just go up and down the ramp smoothly. As long as you don't bend your legs over too far each side and make yourself turn, then you will just go up and down straight. So this is what I recommend you start doing, just doing this up and down the half pipe a few times. Okay, so when you're comfortable with doing that, you can start trying to do 180s. Doing a 180 pivot on a ramp is a lot more different to when you would do it on flat land, simply because the gravity sort of rolls with you, rather than if you were to try and do it on flat land, you would just end up still going the same way. But the ramp, it turns you around so you go the other way. Do you get it? Ish? Just stay with me, I'm unscripted on this video. So the way that you would start off by doing the 180s is you would start by just going up and down the ramp like I taught you to do earlier. Then when you feel that you've got high enough and you've got enough momentum to keep you going for a while, you start to do the 180s. So on the one before you're ready to do your 180, you lift your back foot onto the kick of the back of the longboard. And then once you're ready to do the 180, you basically use the same momentum skills as I taught you on the one earlier. And when you reach the top, or as far as you can go up the ramp, that is when you do your 180. You basically twist your body first and then your feet will follow. So you basically have to look the way that you're going and your body will follow you. If you twist your feet first or you watched your feet go around, it's not going to be nearly as effective as if you look the way that you're going. You twist your hips and then you twist your feet, and then it'll be fine. Another mistake that people can make while they're doing the 180 is that they lean too far forward or too far backwards. The only way which I can say to solve this is to just keep your body center on at all times and just follow the motion of the ramp. Another mistake that people can make is that they only turn the board 90 degrees, so they end up stopping halfway and then just falling forward. So the only way which I can solve this is, like I said earlier, you have to move the top half of your body first and then the bottom half will follow. So that is a small beginner's guide on bringing a longboard to a skate park for the first time. Once you've got comfortable with going up and down the half pipe and doing 180s on it and stuff, then you can just try out the other stuff in the skate park. Just try it. Try doing other stuff. Try jumping off the side of the half pipe. Try doing ollies up fun boxes, and it's just fun. Just try stuff out. Like I've said in my previous videos, practice makes perfect. Like, comment, subscribe, go longboard. Cheers! Goodbye.